My reaction to RWBY Volume 3, Chapter 12, the finale of RWBY Volume 3. This has been quite a season, and a lot of stuff has been happening. The Vital Festival, and now the Grim Invading Vale and Weekend. Now, and now finally at the end of the season. This episode is 28 minutes long. It's the longest episode so far, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. So last time on RWBY, the Grim continued to attack Beacon with that dragon-like Grim. I don't know why I call it Batman because doing yes, that dragon-like Grim was making its way to Beacon, was spawning smaller Grim along the way, and Ruby was fighting Torchwick and Neo on that ship while Worse and Blake had gone their separate ways. Blake encountered Adam and had to fight him, and Blake didn't really stand much of a chance against him. Adam was pretty mad at Blake for abandoning the White Fang, as they had a dream that they were going to fulfill together, but that was not exactly what Blake wanted. Blake didn't want what they were doing right now, and Adam wanted to destroy everything Blake holds dear, starting with Yang. Okay, so before that, we finally got to see Velvet's power in action. I noticed that she was taking a picture of Sun's nunchucks. So maybe her power is whatever picture she takes, she can copy that weapon and use it to fight. Like she first did Ruby's scythe, and she copied the fighting side also. And with what is the sword thing, she copied the same stance and attacked. I noticed that they reused the same animation from the red and white traders, with the scythe in the air and then coming down and this thing and also with Penny's swords also. Like that was the same shot from the Volume 1 finale when Penny first used her swords from the blast. So Velvet finally got her action, and Weiss seems to be close to doing her first summon. When she saw Velvet in danger, she rushed in to save her, and a small glyph started appeared behind her as an indication to a summon. And the hand with the sword came out, and that allowed her to destroy the Atlas robot. Also, I forgot that the Atlas robots had also turned against him thanks to Tortrick. So yeah, so they would fight that off, and Yang eventually made it out of the dorms and found where Blake and Adam were. Also, while Linda and Joe were fighting, Ironwood's shirt came off, and he found out that this half of his body is actually robotic. That's how he's able to stop that Grim so easily. I love how he just and Cardin also got a small bit of action, not much. And you finally got to see Crow's sword turn into a scythe. The gear sword, it just bent, and then the staff came out, and you finally got to see that scythe, and it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty normal compared to Ruby's scythe, surprisingly. But like, I guess it makes sense that he's the master, so he doesn't need all that fancy stuff. Well, it does turn into a sword, so I guess it is a bit fancy. But the scythe itself seems to be like just a scythe. It doesn't have a gun feature, not unless he turns it back into a sword, of course. So we got to see that scythe in action, and I was gonna say, what was it? Oh yeah, so Yang went to attack Adam and got her right arm amputated. Like Yang charged with Adam, and Adam just sliced, and Yang's right arm came off. I can't believe Yang lost her right arm. That was crazy. I don't know how she's gonna come back from this. Like, she just didn't stand out. Like one slice and her right arm is gone. I don't know how it's going to affect her though. Also, back on Torchwick's ship, while Ruby was fighting them, Ruby activated Neo's umbrella, and she flew away. And Torchwick got eaten by a griffin, so I think he may be dead. Finally, as they were transferring Amber's power to Pyrrha, Cinder showed up and killed Amber, even though John was supposed to be guarding the place, and stole the other half of her power. Her husband then told Pyrrha and John to go get help, and told Pyrrha that she'd just be getting in the way. I think he's about to fight Cinder now. We finally get to see Osmond fight, so it's going to be awesome. So let's see how that turns out. This is RWBY Volume 3, Chapter 12, End of the Beginning. The episode is starting right now. The end of RWBY Volume 3 is here. Straight to the opening, of course, as usual. You notice a small empty parcel there too. Maybe last time when you hear this too. I'd be innocent forever. Just sing them. Coming to Beacon. Never moves. The power. Will shatter. Run away down. I would. The pillars collapse. Adam. That finally happened. They finally had their reunion. And Yang lost an arm. Still can't believe Yang lost an arm. There'll be no hero in the end who will rise above. And when it ends, winter and cold, rain for all when it falls. Oh gosh, that's a long hold. Ruby. Let's do this. Oh, oh! Is that the fight between Cindy and Ospin? Oh, Ospin fighting! Yes! Oh, look at him go! Whoa! Whoa! What was that? Look at him go! Awesome! What a way to start the finale. Look at that stuff. Whoa! He's going into it! What a way to start off the finale.
Everybody on board. This is a mandatory evacuation.
A safe zone has been established in Van. Please, remain calm and listen to Atlas personnel.
Yang.
Ruby! Oh, I found you! Ruby, where are you? I'm fine. What's going on?
Yang.
Lights? What is it?
Ah, the arm.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yang.
Son.
She's gonna be okay. The soldiers have a ship ready to take you guys to Vale.
But John and Pyrrha are still missing. What?
Look, guys. That giant grim keeps circling the school. Even the White Fang are pulling out. We all have to go. Now. We're not leaving.
You two can't go anywhere. Son. You guys gotta go find them.
I'll find them. I'll find them and I'll bring them back. No. We will find them.
Son?
Watch after Blake and Yang. We'll be back.
Son.
You better be. Idiots.
Son. There they are.
Okay, I think I have Glinda's number. Oh, where is it?
John, come on, hurry up!
Pyrrha? What was all of that?
No time to explain this, hurry up! She's coming! Hurry, John, call them, call them!
Husband.
There's no time.
John, call them, now!
Get to Vale and call for help.
Well, what are you gonna do? Peter, what are you gonna do? You're gonna fight. You can't beat her by yourself.
Pyrrha, you can't. You saw how powerful she is.
You can't beat her by yourself.
Pyrrha, I won't let you do.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
Hey! Wait, stop.
Peter, no!
Pyrrha, please don't do this.
You can't beat her by yourself. Is she going to his docks? Is she going to his docks? You can't beat her by yourself. What happened to Ospen though? Did he make it out? Cinder. Whoa, she just slides through all that. So you're just gonna jump in there? Hope for the best. Oh no. We only use the priority to go down, of course. My suggestion was stupid. Oh! Forced all the way down.
Where are you?
Oh no.
What are you talking about? Where are you?
Don't worry about me!
Please. You have to save Pyrrha.
We will. Are you okay?
John,
Please.
John?
just go. Just go, hurry. That dragon one. Look at that thing. It's crazy.
I have a plan. You always do.
Not a sane one, but at least it's a plan. Knowing you is not going to be a sane plan. Cinder. Why is she going to the tower though? What's at the top of the tower? That thing is making its way to the top. Ooh.
This is your home now.
What? Can you talk to it or something? Pyrrha. Oh. Look at Cinder hovering on fire. Look at her. Not by yourself, Pyrrha. You need backup. You've been wise, but get back here soon. Ah. He just held it. Yeah. Ooh, here she comes. Ah! Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Oh, she's floating. What happened? Okay, you got it. For now. Where are you to make up there? Right out there. Oh no, she's melting it? Oh god, it's coming right for them. No! What happened? Where's Pyrrha? Okay, is she okay? Cinder. Ruby Wise, hurry! Where is your sword? Okay. That'll do something. Hurry, you two, meet up there. Oh! Haha! Nice. Oh! The polarity power is so helpful in this place. Ah! Ah! There's two. Ah! Darn. Again?
You can do this.
Just like last time. Oh, look at her go. Hurry, Ruby, make it. What the? It went right. It became particles went through the shield and hit her. Oh, the leg. Oh, she broke it off.
It's unfortunate you were promised a power that was never truly yours. But take comfort in knowing that I will use it in ways you could never have imagined.
Cinder.
Do you believe in destiny?
What are you gonna do, Pyrrha?
Yes.
Ruby, hurry! No! Pyrrha! What? No! Darn, she was just too late. Ruby. What the? What's that? What was that? What did she just do? Wh- What just happened? Was she also a maiden or something?
I got you, kiddo. I got you.
A crow. That's his voice, right? What happened to Ruby?
Nothing. Just turn it off.
Okay.
Without the CCT, there's no point.
This voice screen.
Communication down across the entire kingdom. No way to contact the outside world. Mom's been stillness. Yeah. This is bad, bro. Yeah. This is bad.
Crow. Who is he talking to? Ruby. So is it done or what? What happened? What happened to Cinder and the giant one? What happened to the dragon? Ruby. Oh, that's her dad, isn't it?
Ruby! You're awake.
What happened?
Your Uncle Crow found you. Unconscious. He got you out of there, though. He brought you home safe.
Wait, is she back in patch?
Wait, Yang! Is she alright?
She's, she's gonna be alright. I think it's just gonna take some time for her to get used to things.
Without her right arm.
She's too strong to let this stop her.
Yeah.
I'm just glad to have my girls back at home.
What happened to the school? And Vale? Were they able to clear out the Grim?
Things at Vale are under control. But
Okay.
the school, it's not that simple.
What do you mean not that simple?
Thing, whatever it is, doesn't seem to be dead. Don't get me wrong, you did a number on it. But it's not disappearing.
What?
It's kind of frozen.
What do you mean
I know
frozen?
that doesn't sound too bad, but it keeps attracting more Grim to the school.
So,
Wait, what?
what happened?
You said I did a number on it. What do you mean?
Look, that's not important right now. We can talk about it later.
Come on, I want to hear it.
Kind of a mess.
Her eyes
It's
turn
always a mess.
crow.
Mind if we have a minute? What, I can't stay here? Ty, please.
You died.
I'm glad you're all right.
We
I'll
finally,
listen to you.
we finally saw their dad. Alright, crow.
So, how you feeling?
I kind of hurt all over.
That makes sense after what you did.
What did you do anyway?
Guys keep saying that I did something. What are you talking about?
What's the last thing you remember?
I ran up the side of the tower, and when I got to the top, Vera, is she?
She's gone.
Ah, she's gone.
I got to the top, and I saw Kira and Cinder,
Oh, wait, how do you know her
and
name?
then everything
Cinder.
went white.
How do you know her name?
Anything else?
I remember my head hurting.
The night you met Ozpin, what was the first thing he said to you?
I don't know.
What?
I think it was something about.
Silver eyes.
What about? Yeah?
That's an extremely rare trait.
So?
What about
You're
it?
special, Ruby. And not in the daddy loves his special angel kind of way. You're special the same way your mom was.
How?
Remnants full of legends and stories. Some of them true, some made up.
You mean the four maiden, the shame
There's
one?
one Oz told me from a very long time ago. Back before Huntsman, before kingdoms. It was said that those born with silver eyes were destined to lead the life of a warrior. You see, the creatures of Grimm most fearsome monsters
Grim
mankind had
savages.
ever encountered were afraid of those silver-eyed warriors. They were the best of the best. It was said that even a single look from one of these fighters could strike a grim down.
Whoa.
It's a ridiculous story.
What?
But you think that I might be?
Well, a giant monster's currently frozen on top of Beacon Tower.
Frozen.
You're here, safe in bed.
Wait, how did you know what Oskin said to me? The night we met.
All those missions I go on, all the times I'm away in some far-off place, it's been for Osman. But he's missing now.
He's missing? What do you mean missing?
Something's been set in motion.
You mean
With
missing?
Oz gone, I'll have to pick up where he left off.
And what can I do? If I'm so special, then I can help, right?
You really want to help? Get some rest. You're in no condition to go anywhere right now.
I didn't
Besides,
mirror.
our enemy's trail leads all the way to Haven. That'd be
Haven?
quite a trip for a pipsqueak like you.
Crow.
Catch you later, kiddo.
That's what you said when you first met RWBY. Ah, the power's gone out my place. Ah, the power just went out my place.
Yeah.
Ruby,
Sorry about this. It's the best I can do for now.
I'm so glad you're okay.
but I'm not. It's all gone. School, Penny,
Best I can do for now, sorry.
and
Yang, where are Weiss and Blake?
What?
Weiss's father came for her.
What? What do you mean?
No one outside of Vale knows what happened here. Before the tower fell, the last thing people saw was Atlas attacking innocent people and destroying the city.
Oh!
Everyone's scared. No one knows who to trust. So Weiss's father came to take her back to Alice.
Oh.
He thinks it's safe.
And
She's gone.
Blake? What happened to Blake?
Blake ran.
What do you mean?
Son saw her go. After we got to the city, she just...
Sorry about this, it's not
Ran.
like my house.
Why?
I don't know. And I don't care.
Yang?
There has to be a reason she...
No, there doesn't.
Okay.
Sometimes bad things just happen, Ruby.
So what do we do now?
Game back,
You do
sorry.
whatever you want.
Yang? What's wrong?
I'm gonna lie here.
Yang,
Just leave me alone.
Yang? What happened to Blake? Blake's just...
I love you.
Yang she's not the same anymore. With her arm gone and all that. Out. I think Blake just ran. So what's gonna happen now? So what's gonna happen next? So is that the end of Team RWBY or what? It's winter. They've all been split up just like that. What?
Hey,
Oh, John, he came to the house.
Haven's a long way to go.
I know. It's the only lead we have.
And you're sure you want to come along?
The journey will be perilous,
Oh, John's going with them.
and whether we'll find answers at the end is entirely uncertain.
Oh, so
But
they're
we
going
wouldn't be
to.
here if we weren't up for it. And let's get started.
A smaller, more honest soul.
For them.
It's true that a simple spark can ignite hope, breathe fire into the hearts of the weary. The ability to derive
Dang.
strength
She's
from
gone.
hope is undoubtedly
Dad.
mankind's
Blah, blah, blah.
greatest
RWBY.
attribute,
Why can't I read on that, but I can read Dad and
which
RWBY?
is why I will focus all of my power to snuff it out.
What? Who's that voice?
How does it feel? Knowing that all of your time and effort has been for nothing.
Huh?
That your guardians have failed you.
Beacon!
And everything you've built will be torn down before your very eyes.
Oh, whoa! That is insane.
Your
Look
faith
at
in mankind is not misplaced. When banded together, unified by a common enemy, they are a noticeable threat.
Linda, she's
But defy them.
a
Place doubt into their minds.
tired out. And Blake, what's she
Any
doing?
semblance
Twice.
of power they once had will wash away.
Father,
Of course, they won't realize it at first.
summer.
Like you, they'll cling to their fleeting hope, their aspirations. But this is merely the first move. So you send your
Summer
guardians, your huntsmen and huntresses, and when they fail and you turn to your smaller soul, know that you send her to the same pitiful demise.
Who's this? Is that the
This
voice?
is the beginning of the end, Osmond,
Ospen. Oh,
and I can't wait to watch you burn.
who is this? Who is that woman? What a crazy episode. We didn't even see Emerald Murphy in this episode. We also will know what to see in this episode. We didn't see Adam either. Hey, what happened to Adam? We never saw him either. Additional animations by Monty Ohm. So long credits. Long credits. Original song by Jeff Williams. Jeff Williams. Word of Remnant Wild Festival Tournament. The Word of Remnant episodes. Huntsman. Glad I saw all of those. Word of Cross Continental Transport System. Is that a sound of Grim? Look. That Grim? The Four Maidens. When it falls and it falls, sometimes it falls. Part 2 divide. When it falls, chapter and cold. Crunchyroll, Austin Studios, spoiler.
I never felt that it was wise to wish too much, to dream too big.
Nice songs in these. I really like the soundtrack in this show. It's one of the best things about it, honestly.
When I met you, you weren't afraid of anything.
These are some long credits.
You taught me how to leave
Still 2 minutes left in the episode.
to use my
Is 2 minutes just in credits? Well,
I never
I'm gonna watch it anyway.
thought
So the other credits, how long was it? 1 or 2? Oh, still pretty long. Up to 22. Sorry. So that means we already had 4 minutes of 4 minutes of credits. These are some long credits. Well, it's longer than the first 2 seasons at least. I'll watch the whole thing. Scared me. There are a lot of new characters in season 2. Like the other teams in the Vital Festival and stuff. And also, Voice's sister again though. Okay, it's the end. I'll go there to watch Volume 7. Monty Ohm, 1981 2015. So you only live to be 34. We love you, Monty. Goodbye, Monty. Oh yeah, I heard the birds were his signature. That must be it. In the first episode. So they're going. And Crow. What's he gonna do? Yeah, that's Osmond's stuff, isn't it? What happened to Osmond anyway? What? Wait, so did he just turn to a crow or something? No, okay. Well, that was RWBY Volume 3. Well, that was one heck of an ending. Okay, so there are a couple of stuff that I thought they would show, but they didn't show. Like, so Adam never chased after Blake and Yang. She never got back to them, and what was it? We never saw Emerald and Mercury again either. We saw Cinder fighting Osprey and then Pera, but those two never came back in the episode. So we finally got to see Osprey fight, and he was holding his own so well against Cinder. So he charged into Cinder's attack, and then we don't know what happened to him then. So RWBY made it back to the docks where she saw what happened to Yang's arm, and so she and Weiss went back to find John and Pera. Pera told John to go and get help while she went back to fight Cinder. She saw Cinder going up to the top of the tower, so she chased after her. Now before kissing John goodbye and pushing him into the locker. So John told RWBY and Weiss what happened, and they fought their way up. And just like with the Nevermore in Volume 1, Weiss put some lifts on the tower and she ran up to the top. Sorry. So Pera made up to the top to fight Cinder. They had a pretty good fight. Cinder had the upper hand obviously because of her now stolen fall powers. Pera was able to hold up pretty well, and she made awesome use of her magnetism, or rather polarity power, to do some good damage on Cinder. But in the end, when Cinder fired an arrow, she made it go around Pera's shield and form again, and then stabbed and then hit Pera in the leg or something. And afterwards, RWBY arrived just in time to see Cinder shoot Pera in the chest and then turn to ash. And then what happened with RWBY's eyes? I know they went all silver and everything. Okay, so a crown fell. And then RWBY. Her eyes or something. So, what happened to Cinder though? They never said what happened to Cinder though. They said the dragon thing was frozen atop a beacon, and they never said what happened to Cinder. My guess is maybe Cinder is also frozen there along with it. So now that thing is stuck and Grimm are just attracted towards it. Beacon is now overrun by Grimm and it's not safe to go back there anymore. so they had to bail out there. So Yang lost an arm, and because of Ruby's silver eyes, some powers of hers activated, and she froze at Grim and maybe also Cinder in place. And then there was some talking between Pro and her father Taiyang, and when she came to, she was back at her home in Patch, where her father was there to see her. And then Crow showed up, and then he told Ruby about her silver eyes. That was the first thing Ospin said to her when they first met. She has silver eyes. Apparently, it's something rare that only she and apparently Summer had as well. Summer also had those silver eyes too. Those things hold special power that Grim are afraid of. Apparently, just the sight of it is enough to scare a group of Grim away. But the werewolf she fought in the Red Trader wasn't scared though. But yeah, so she still has some power that she hasn't learned to control yet. Maybe we'll see some of that in later volumes. And then oh yeah, and then so we found out what happened to the others. For Weiss, her father didn't think it was safe at Beacon anymore, so he came to take her back to Atlas, and we saw her on a plane along with her father right next to her. And according to Yang, Blake just ran. Ruby thought Blake may have had a reason for running, but Yang said there was no reason. She just ran. And Yang is not herself anymore. So we saw Blake just going around, and we still don't know what happened to Blake. Yang is not her positive self anymore. She kind of feels as though Blake now abandoned her. But I guess her not believing her at first had something to do with it. But I've never seen Yang like this before. She just lost hope. She just thinks Blake. She never did like said it out loud, but the way she did say it, it felt as though she thought Blake abandoned her. Ruby thought Blake may have had a reason for running, but Yang said there was no reason at all. So Linda was still trying to repair the damage that was caused by the attack, but there was so much rubble and that she wasn't able to keep up. It was too much for her to fix. And so we don't know what happened to Sun and the others. And then at the end of it, Crow mentioned something about Haven.
To go anywhere right now.
I like that HUD mirror thing. That was good attention to
Besides,
detail.
our enemy's trail leads all the way to Haven. That'd be quite a trip for a
Okay.
pipsqueak like.
Okay, so Crow said the trail goes to Haven. So then John, Nora, and Peter came to Ruby's door, and now the four of them are going to go to Haven to track down Cinder. So that's how it ended the season. So at the end of the season, okay, so wait, before I get there, I think I'll just talk about the season as a whole. We finally got to the Battle Festival, and we got to the first round with Team Ruby fighting a team, and Team Juniper fighting another team, and then we also got to see Team Sun in action. Those are some cool fights in the stadium, all the different battlefields, and the teamwork and all that. We had a lot of fun with that. And then we also got to meet Weiss's sister, Winter Schnee, and we saw her fight Crow. So she told Weiss about her summoning and that she has to either confront her father and explain things to him again, or just continue to explore the remnant. It seems like the latter is not an option anymore since now she's back with her father and is heading back home to Atlas. I still don't know I still don't know what happened to Blake though. There's still no idea why she ran. Maybe but she said that she's always run from her problems, and this time it was just far too much for her to bear. Yang losing her arm on her watch was just too much for her to handle. It was even worse than her coming out as a fondness to the rest of her team, and as White Fang member too, a former member actually. So yeah, so you got Winters, so you got Crow. The series started pretty fun with all the Battle Festival tournaments happening, and we saw a small bit of Cinder plotting her next move. And then finally, when we got to the finals, the punch on Mercury and everything started to turn dark. Yang was disqualified, and then the Pyrrha and Penny fight when Pyrrha used a polarity and ripped Penny apart. So currently, Penny's gone. So then after that, the Grim started invading Beacon, and that's when it all went down. I guess Tortrick is now dead. I don't know if Neo is still alive. Like she fell off. Maybe she could have survived somehow. So we never saw what happened to her, and they never showed what happened to Emerald and Mercury either. So we don't know what happened to Cinder either. My guess is that she may still be stuck on top of Beacon Tower. So in the season, we also learned about the four maidens: spring, summer, fall, and winter, and they wanted Peter to take the second half of fall's power. Cinder, who had stolen the first half, came back to retrieve the second half, and she's now stronger than ever. We don't know what happened to her, if she escaped or not. How did Ruby know Cinder's name yet? Like maybe she knew her name when they first came to Beacon and she saw her face. So I think that's how she now knows about Cinder. Okay, so now at the end of the season, we have Ruby, John, Nora, and Ren heading to Haven to track down the lead they have on the enemy, the lead that Crow told them, and Crow's watching over them. At the end, in the post-credit scene, he jumped off a cliff and then a crow came by. Can he actually turn into a crow, or is that just a coincidence? Okay, and then so those four are going there. Yang staying home to rest, trying to get used to life without her right arm. Blake just ran away somewhere, so we have no idea where she's going. And Weiss has headed back home to be with her father. Her father came to pick her up. Team Ruby has now been completely split up now, so I don't know how things are going to be like going into Volume 4. And rest in peace, Montium. Thank you for providing us with all this. And you will be missed so much. I heard from Volume 4 onwards, the staff at Rooster Teeth is all by themselves and Monty's not helping them. I kind of heard that the fights kind of took a tumble out of Volume 3, and yeah. But I heard that the character development is so strong, so maybe I'll be able to overlook that. But yeah, with Monty gone, I assume the fights will never be the same ever again. But I also watched the show. It seems to still be pretty interesting, so I'll keep checking it out. Also, we saw a woman at the end who knows something about Ozpin, and I don't know what that's about. She's also the same woman who did the prologue in the first episode of Volume 1. And apparently, she wanted all this to happen. This was part of her scheme or something. She has something to do with this. I don't know exactly who she is or what she wants, or I don't know anything about her actually. Well, maybe we'll find out in the next season. She's probably going to be the next antagonist going forward, and we'll find out what happens next time when Ruby, John, Nora, and Ren arrive at Haven. I'd like to go into Volume 4 straight away, but not yet. I'm going to check out Ruby Chibi. So it's supposed to be a bit of a fun show, like a parody of Ruby. I'm going to check that out in my own time, and then I'm going to react to the character short of Volume 4, and then start Volume 4. So after this, I'm going to start watching Ruby Chibi, and as I get close to finishing that, I'll react to the character short of Volume 4, and then when I'm finally all set to start Volume 4, I'll start reacting to that too. I loved Volume 3. I get why so many people are excited for it, and Pear has gone too. Some people kind of spoiled me on Pear, like they said I miss Pear and all that, but just seeing her go, it just felt so sad. Pear was awesome. I was so sad to see her go. It's not gonna be the same without her anymore. Oh well. So I guess next time we'll get to Haven and we'll see how they track down their next lead. So I'll see how that turns out then. My reaction to Volume 3 of RWBY is now done.